Hey you guys, how are you? I'm Terrie. It's so lovely to be here with you guys. I've been getting some questions about the meaning of the full moon since we have a full moon tonight. And the full moon is in Pisces and it should be cresting at about 9:33 p.m. on the West Coast. So that's Pacific time. And full moons, we're gonna talk about full moons. A full moon represents a revealed insecurities, revealed shadow, revealed unpleasantries, discomfort that has been hidden in our psyche, and it's time to come out and play. So what full moons are when the moon is closest to the earth, it's the brightest, it's the biggest, the fattest, the juiciest. Yeah, I just made it sound like a burger and now I'm craving a burger. Yes. In-N-Out burger? No, we're talking about the moon because the moon is cheese, right? No, not so much. All right, back to the task at hand. So the full moon, when it crests when it's at its biggest, brightest, juiciest, it's most potent in terms of energy. So it is in the cycle of the phase about halfway through its cyclical or its cycle. And it represents, the revealing of the psyche, but also the second part of it is to detach or release or let go, which is really hard to say because do humans ever really let go? I mean, we're not light switches where we can just turn ourselves and our emotions on and off. I mean, those are things we have to shift and work through. But when I talk about letting go, the new spiritual paradigm is really more about embracing, integrating, and detaching from the importance of whatever you're attached to emotionally. So that's what I mean by letting go. So this full moons give us the opportunity to detach and release whatever importance we're putting on someone, something, situations, stuff like that. So the moon gives us this opportunity to do it. Now, when the moon is in a sign, in an astrological sign, it means that it's in a piece of real estate in the universe. And the way astrology is based, just at its most fundamental point of view, astrology is comes from the the astronomical constellations, right? So it's almost like if there were a big old piece of pizza, there are slices, which you can look at as real estate in the sky, right? And astrology is usually from the geocentric point of view of Earth. So it's almost like if you were standing in the middle of Earth and you were just kind of like looking up, you'd be able to see at any given time where a constellation is, which is the astrological sign. And astrology gives meaning and symbolism to the astronomical constellation. So tonight, the full moon is in Pisces. And Pisces energy is flowing, very feminine. It's very sensitive, it's emotional, it's reflective, it's very intuitive, highly sensitive. So when we have a moon that's inside of a sign, it means that we have amplified energy, right? You have two energetic fields that are together. Yes. So we have tonight the energy of the moon and of Pisces, which means we may be feeling a little feely because Pisces is really feely. So first of all, be kind and compassionate to yourself if you have a case of the sads, like I do. Believe it or not, I'm terribly sad. I have a lot of sadness going on today, but I'm not presenting that way because I can feel it and I can also work. Yes. So I'm feeling and walking at the same time. So I'm off the course here. But anyways, my point is that when you have the moon in a sign, its energy is amplified, okay? When the moon is not in any sign, so it's not in a constellation, it's called void, of course, and it just means that the moon's energy is just not as amplified in a certain direction, right? So like, because it's Pisces, the direction is going to just be more sensitive, more emotional, more intuitive, reflective, stuff like that. Now, the other really cool thing about tonight's full moon is that it's also known as the harvest moon. And it's called the harvest moon because it's the full moon closest to the autumn equinox. And what do we know about harvesting? Harvesting is the accumulation, it's the manifestation, it's the evidence that growth has happened and it has produced an outcome or a result, right? Like the cornucopia, right? That's a symbolism of abundance. It's a symbolism of everything that's here. And that's actually run by the goddess Abundantia. I can never say her name right, but Abundantia is cornucopia. Anyways, God, so many forks in this road that I can take, but we're going to stick to the moon. So because it is the harvest moon, it does mean that we have a good chance of seeing the manifestations and the evidence of the hard work that we've been energetically focusing on. Okay, so that's something really cool that can happen as well. So there might be some really cool surprises as well. So how can we use a full moon to our benefit? How can we integrate the energy of a full moon in a sign with our own electromagnetic field? Well, let me tell you how. I'm so glad you asked. What you can do is write out a list of things, people, situations that don't make you feel good. Maybe you're aware of it, but you're in denial, or maybe it's just something that you've just been putting off or purposely ignoring. But it's time to have these things revealed. It's time for it to come out of you, because a lot of times we'll hold it in our body, and it's not good because our body will rebel and we'll get headaches, we'll get sickness, we'll have muscle tightening, blah, 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 the whole thing. So it's really important to get this out, address it, acknowledge it, allow ourselves to feel it, even though it may not be very comfortable, but let's get it out of our earth suit. Let's get it out of our earth suit. So what we can do is just write out what the things are where we realize, where we'll get really honest and transparent with ourselves and go, listen up, buttercup. It's time I deal with A, B, and C, and acknowledge it and be kind and compassionate to ourselves, because there's nothing wrong with us that these things are happening. We're human beings. Shit happens even if you don't eat right. Okay. And we know that. We know that. So as we write down our list, we might also want to write an emotion that we're feeling. Like maybe I'm feeling sad because of A, B, and C, or maybe I'm feeling lonely because A, B, and C, or maybe I'm frustrated because A, B, and C. You know, it could be anything, but it's authentic and it's to you. It's your own reality. It's what's happening to you in this moment and what's going on in your current storyline, in your lifeline. So once you've written all of that out, what's happening is you're using the energy of the moon to your benefit, where you're allowing it to come out. Because once you acknowledge it, you can own it, even if it hurts. You can integrate it, and you can detach the importance to it. You can detach from whatever emotional attachment you do have to it. And that's how you can let it go. Of course, you're not a light switch, so it's not like you can really let things go, but you can at least, start to release, to get some relief, and your body will so appreciate it. Your earth suit will be high-fiving you like, yeah, you done did it. Good girl, good boy. So it's really, really important. Now, the second half of that is to burn that list of paper, because you've created all of this energy that is now, I don't know what the word is. It's in, I'm just going to say in, but you see my hands, like you're mushing it all together. You're, right, on a piece of paper, and you burn it. And what that does is it dissipates. It represents metaphorically the detachment. And what this is a ritual, okay? Yes, it's witchy woo. Yes, a lot of Wiccans use this. But this is representational, and this is a tool for us, because as human beings, it's hard for us to really trust, know, see, whatever we can't see in front of us, it's not really tangible. Energy exists. We all know this. Quantum physics is proving it. I mean, look at the Wi-Fi signal that you're watching this on the internet with, right? You can't see the signal. You can't feel the signal, but it exists because it's bringing me to you and you to me. Yes, yes. So just because we can't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So that's what this ritual represents. It's an energetic outlet for us to work through this using the moon's energy. And what's beautiful about this is that this can help us clear our mental state, right? Which results in emotional and spiritual connection to ourself, which is where we feel safe, right? So doing something like this, making it tangible and tactile for the earth suit, for the human body, can actually bring it and make it feel safe. It can calm it down, and the nervous system can take you to a more ventral state, which is so, so important, because being either depressed or anxious just kind of takes you out of whack, and it's really hard for you to get into your intuition when you are not feeling safe and connected to your body. So this whole process of using the energy of the moon can help you get into your intuition, which helps you get out of indecision, especially if you're having decision fatigue and you're like, should I do this? Should I not do this? Shouldn't I? What the actual fuck, right? So gotta bring in that cuss word. I mean, I went to public school, so, you know, I'm a product, yo. I'm a product. I'm so gangsta. Oy vey, a Jewish white girl gangster. This is what that looks like. Anyways, you understand my point. At least if you're watching this, hopefully you're understanding, and what I'm saying to you resonates. It connects with your body. You get an understanding, and it's something that you might implement in yourself. And what's nice about this is an implementation tool that you can do every single month. How wonderful is that? So that is really how we can use the energy of the moon and to our benefit, right? So we acknowledge what's hidden, what we don't want to deal with, but we actually say, tonight I'm going to deal with it. We own it. We may not like it. You don't have to like it, but you do have to acknowledge it. And then you have to make some sort of an attempt to say, all right, I'm going to do the best that I can because I'm a human being. I get it. I'm not perfect. There's no such thing as perfection. We're looking for progress, not perfection. And through this ritual, we can release the detachment, make something just not as important. And that's how we use this energy to our benefit. I'm hoping that you got something out of it, because what was lovely about all of this is that it reminded me of how I can use it too, and the benefits that it can be for me too. Now, before we sign off here, before I let you go, what I wanted to do was bring a message from the moon tonight. What would the moon tell us if she could say anything? This beautiful goddess of a moon, what could she tell us? So I'm going to use the Language of Letting Go deck by Melody Beattie. And this is just a bunch of cards that have sayings on them, on things that we can work on to let go, release, importance of, detach from. So let's see what Luna has for us tonight, to say to us tonight when she crests at 9:33 p.m. Pacific time. What message does Luna have for us? Here we go. I'm pulling a card for y'all. Releasing anger towards family members. Ooh, she wants us to get over our family. She's like, girlfriend, boyfriend, you get over it. So this is what she says, okay? She says, today I will accept the potent emotions I may feel toward members of my family, and I'll be grateful for the lessons they're teaching me. I accept the golden light of healing that's shining on all of us. God, that's beautiful. She wants us to release anger towards family members. I know she might be asking a lot of us, but that could be something that we look into in terms of maybe something we've been in denial about, or maybe we've been hidden. Maybe tonight is a night for us to just sort of write everything out, how we feel, and maybe who, since it's a family member, that's a human being, who we might still be harboring anger from, for, against. And, write out something about it, the emotions we're feeling about it, and then burn it so that we can create that metaphor and release or let go, detach from that energetic cord to that person. So Luna's got this message. It's coming strong, people, strong. So with that, I shall say goodbye and remind you how important it is to stay connected. So stay connected to your friends and family, stay connected to yourself. And of course, you can stay connected to me by checking me out at terriehuberman.com. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, I would be happy to do that. Just check out the soul healing package on my site and I'll see ya on the flip side.